What's going on? It's your man Chris is here, back with another video. 100 Agency, and we're gonna get into this one right here today. This topic right now: how to tell toxic people. How to tell toxic people. It's crazy because you won't run into them your entire life. There's nothing but toxic people out there, and I know you ran into a couple. I have too. Right. First, we're gonna talk about what should you do. All right, you find yourself in a situation with a toxic person. What should you do? I'm gonna tell you what you should do to deal with this toxic person. You let them know that they're toxic. You let them know, especially if they've been toxic to you, right? You could have a friend, girlfriend, brother, sister, cousin, right? And you've been taught to be the bigger person your entire life. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be a bigger person than someone who is actively going out their way to make you feel small. No. You be the bigger person if somebody somebody breaks your car, if somebody, you know, on accident, uh, um, you know, crashes something, drops your drink on the ground, and they say, "Oh, I'm sorry," or whatever, whatever, or da 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 da, or you have a little brother, little sister, and they're fighting with you over the room, and you just go outside, you so go get some sun, and you let them be in the room for the day, then you can be a bigger person. If you're messing with a toxic person, no, 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 no. You do not be the bigger person in that scenario. Hell no. You just don't. Because that's going to come back to bite you in the butt. Right? Everybody preaches about turn the other cheek and all that. Be passive. Always, always, no matter what happens to you, be the bigger person. Sweep it under the rug. Don't say nothing about it. Because karma gonna get them eventually, right? Because God got something more for you, right? If that's the case, why is it still happening to you? If that's the case, why are those toxic people still in your life? You ever thought about that? When you sweep everything under the rug, your problems don't go away. They only get worse. They only get worse. And I don't know where in society did that idea start becoming prevalent to just be completely and utterly passive. Of course, they put it in the media. They put it subconsciously in the schools. They teach it in the culture subconsciously, you know, to do that stuff. And this is why people don't, listen to the media, their teachers, school culture, because it's not real. It's BS. It's BS. They're teaching you BS is just gonna get you hurt and make you a slave mentally. At the end of the day, this is why people don't listen to them. You only get hurt. There's nowhere in any of your religious books. There's nowhere any of your favorite superstars, any of your favorite celebrities. There's nowhere, anywhere in history ever since the face of this earth and humans have been on it, where they said you have to be nice 24/7. You're supposed to be nice 24/7. I can find you books that would say the exact opposite. No, you're not. You know you're a human, right? You know you have emotions, right? You know there are times you're going to be happy, times you're going to be sad, times you're going to be surprised, and there's going to be times when you get angry. It's not a sin to be angry. It kind of makes you human. Get angry. Get angry. If you run into a toxic person, get angry. Get angry. Anger becomes a problem if every time you get angry you start swinging or you start breaking something. Then it won't become a problem. But you're allowed to become angry. It says that in these religious books. You're allowed to become angry. You're allowed to get angry. Jesus got angry. Y'all don't remember the story of Jesus flipping the table? I know y'all heard that before, right? Even if you never read it. Jesus got angry and he flipped the whole table in the middle of a church sermon. Yeah, you can get angry. You can get angry. Get angry. And tell them out. Now, I grew up as a person who didn't like making fun of people in the slightest. I didn't like finding the bad in people, do anything like that. You don't necessarily got to make fun of them. Be like, you're a jerk. You're an idiot. You're really dumb. I don't need you right now. How come every time I come around here, you always trying to make fun of me? You always trying to do this. You always trying to do that. Call them out. Call them out. Because you got to understand, these people, they work on a lower frequency than you do. They haven't developed their brains to the level you have. They just haven't. Some people are born just on a higher frequency than others. Others are not. It's not their fault. It's not their fault. But it is your job, if you really are about living your best life, to make sure other people get on their best life too, especially if what they're doing is going to oppose you from living your best life. It's your job to keep your life better. It is your job to keep your life good. And if that means elevating, enlightening somebody who's being a jerk, somebody who's being an idiot, you got two options. Or you got three. One of them you shouldn't do, but I wouldn't blame you because I did it. And I'm not advocating that you do it, right? You tell them off, which I advise. You walk away from that situation and you never hang out with that person again to let them know there are consequences for your actions. Two, like you don't help them. You don't pull up to their parties no more. You don't interact with them. You go for a long period. I'm not talking about a day or two or three. I'm talking you go about like a month. I'm talking you going about like a month bare minimum. A month. If it were up to me, go 6 months. If it were up to me, go like 6 months to a year. Don't even have them on your radar. Don't even have them on your radar. Just ghost them. Ghost them. Just stop talking to them. I'm doing that right now. And they still mad at me for it. People who did me dirty, I'm not talking to them right now, and they know I'm not. And they still mad at me for it. Because they know they were wrong. If they knew they were right, if what they were saying and how they were treating me was right, why would they be mad at you? You ghost them. Or you tell them off. I did both, but I'm talking about a girlfriend right now. That's a more touchy situation. What if it's like your brother, your girlfriend, someone you had a very close connection to, your mom's? You do the same thing. You do the same thing. You know why? Because you got to stand up for yourself as a person. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Hold up. I got to make sure my phone don't die on y'all. Hold up. Y'all can see him? Y'all can still see me? Bet. You got to make sure that you taken care of. You got to make sure that you stand up for yourself as a person, man or woman. Stand up for yourself. Your life is not dependent on your mother. Your life isn't dependent on your father, your sister, your brother. You interact with these people. You are kind to these people. You are respectful to these people as you should. That is right, and you should do that. But you don't stand there and take abuse. And I don't care if everybody in your family is on one side, and you're the one, and you're the one loner who acts differently. You don't take abuse from nobody. Not at your school, not at home, not at your job, nobody. If you sit there and just let people say anything they want, treat you however you want, clearly, clear as day. Let them treat other people better than you and then just treat you at the side, leave you off to the side, and you just, in your mind, you know what I'm saying? You're just like, I'm a Buddhist monk. I'm the most holy person on the planet. I don't need to get mad or interact to anything. I can survive this. It's never going to get better. It's going to keep happening to you forever. Literally, forever. Forever. If you allow yourself to be a walking doormat, people are going to treat you like a doormat. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? They're not at a level of frequency that you're at. You do the exact same thing, right? And you just see how they now treat you. And I'm going to tell you what they're going to do. This is what they all do, because this is a majority of people. There's no such thing as a bot. Let me just make this clear first before I say this. There's no such thing as a bot. There are no bots. There are no bots. There are just people who come into this life with a different purpose than everybody else. There are no bots. This is why I said they're not necessarily wrong for what they're doing. But they are wrong because they're doing it to you. They're wrong because they're doing it to you. But it's not necessarily a wrong thing to not eat healthy, to want to impress your friends, to not want to read any spiritual books, to only want to live in your little bubble, your little pocket of life that you've had up until this point. But if you know who you are and you know you love healing, meditation, the sun, crystals, love ancient Egyptology, biology, chemistry, you love all of these crazy out of this world next level stuff, you got to realize you're not wrong for liking that stuff either. They are wrong for trying to stop you or trying to make fun of you or impose themselves on you for not following what they do, because they came out the womb to live a life like that. You came out the womb to live on a higher platform. Yeah, you did. Congratulations. You up there. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. You part of the group. You have your own clique. You understand that, right? You have your own clique. You have your own group. Even if you're quote unquote alone, you part of a different clique. You part of a different group. And they can't stop you. You're not supposed to yourself go around to them and try to force them to now eat healthier, read more books. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. You're not gonna force anybody to do something that they're not gonna do. Everybody has free will. To an extent, you're not gonna force them. You're not gonna convince them to start eating healthy. It would be, if it was up to us, right? We would all live in a perfect world where everybody was eating healthy, getting sunlight. There was no racism at all. Everybody could get along, and the world would just be a functioning pace. We would have machines that run off water and all that, right? If it was up to me, and I bet you if it was up to you, you would make it the exact same way. But you gotta think about it like this. If it was up to your friends, your girlfriend, your mom, your dad, all of that, if it was up to them, you would be okay not doing any of those things I just said. You would be okay living a regular life. If it was up to them, everybody in the world would act like them too. So who's wrong? Who's wrong for believing in what they believe? Who's wrong? The answer is nobody's wrong. The answer is nobody wrong. So you shouldn't feel wrong. You shouldn't feel bad for being who you are. You've known you've been like this since you were a baby, since you were a child. The first thoughts you can remember, you've known you were different. When kids were in the playground and they were making fun of each other or playing games and you just didn't want to do that, you wanted to do something else, you've been new. Since you were a kid, you were different. You've been knew that. You knew that. You can't blame yourself for coming out who you are. And you can't go out your way to try to change them. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. But you gotta understand, since you're on a higher frequency than they are going to automatically because it's the culture, it's the society, it's the system that's going to that has programmed them, that they have willingly accepted to follow, that is going to make them want to come at you. It's going to make them want to hold you down. It's going to make them want to talk bad to you. It's going to make your friends, your family, your the toxic people in your life want to come after you. It's going to make them do that. It's going to make them do that. And your system does not necessarily allow you or make you want to come at them. But you got to understand, you're supposed to defend yourself as a person. Your opinion matters. Your stance, your take on how life is matters. And it doesn't matter if you think nobody else in the world believes in you. I believe in you. If you really doing right, I believe in you. I believe in you. Heck, even if you're doing wrong and you just own up to the fact that you're doing wrong, I still believe in you. Because you're allowed to do that. You don't gotta be perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. You will never be perfect. Never be perfect. So sitting here try to fake like nothing affects you, nothing hurts you. Most of y'all are around my age or younger than me. I'm not old. I'm not this person who's I don't have gray hairs. I haven't lived the full life yet. I've lived a life. I haven't lived the full life yet. None of us here watching me, or most of us, like 99% of the people watching me right now, who watch my videos, you gotta stop acting as if you know everything and then you can take everything. And I'll tell you the truth. Most old people or elderly people that I talk to for advice or teaching in class, they don't take shit from nobody. They are the people who have the most stubbornness, rigidness in what they believe in. And anybody trying to come at them, they just be like, get out, get out. They cuss them out because they're old and they're like, get out. You see how this works? You see how this works? And if you have racist um grandparents, you know how bad they can get. You know how bad they can get, quote unquote bad they can get. This is human nature. You're gonna become like this regardless. You're gonna become like this regardless. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. You gotta own up to who you are. You are not above the world that you were born into. No, you're not. You're not quote unquote above this world, and you don't get any props. Stop believing. That is a program that the system put in our minds to make us passive. This is why people get depressed. This is why people have thoughts of taking lives and things like that. Because they have this belief system that we've been programmed to believe. Just be passive and something good is supposed to happen to us. That's not the case. It's not the case. Let anybody treat you any way that they want, and then you're gonna automatically get what you want. Like they're gonna just one day out of nowhere wake up and be like, you know what? I should have never treated Chris this way. I should have never treated Baldy that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I should have never treated I don't know what your name is, Sean, that way. You know what I'm saying? That's not how life works. That's not how life works. You gotta stand up for yourself. You as a soul, you as a spiritual being, you as a human has to you have to will yourself into life. You have to will the force of you have to will your presence onto the people. Every time you walk into a room, everybody should be looking at you like, whoa, that's a different person. Whoa, this person walks on their own. You gotta will yourself to be like that. Toxic people are going to always be around. There are more toxic people. There are more haters. There are more critics than there are famous people. You understand that, right? For every one famous rapper, they have about 10,000 haters. They might even have more haters or just as much haters as they do have fans. Some of them have more haters than they do have fans who will always show up to their concert. There's always going to be the hater. A hater is common. A hater is a dime a dozen. People like us, spiritual people who want the best for ourselves in our life, we're the rarity. We're the diamond. We're the diamond in the rough. We're that special thing, or you can't find anywhere else. You had to cultivate that. Things like us had to come over time. People like us had to come over time. Just don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. And don't let people walk over you. Ever. Don't ever let anyone walk over you. Ever. Ever. And people are gonna say, control your anger, go do boxing, go do kickboxing or something, go for a run, um, um, use that anger to go write a book. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm gonna tell you why you don't do that. Don't do that. Because it doesn't make the problem go away. These are a way to divert the problem. It doesn't attack it at the root, at the core. Don't do that. Because it's not gonna make you feel better at all, anyways. Sure, your body might get into shape. It's not gonna make the problem stop. That's like you taking the anger that is rightfully and justly directed at people who've been treating you like garbage and deciding to take that rightfully, correctly, accurately justified anger at toxic people who've been attacking you your entire life and putting it into something else. That's a waste of energy. You're like, Chris, what do you mean? What do you mean? I'm getting in shape and da 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 da. Do you feel better though? Yeah, I feel better. No, 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 no. Do you feel better though? As in, that problem you've been having with that person, has it gone away? If the answer is no, you haven't solved the problem. That's like you got a cut on your arm and it's bleeding. And instead of putting the band-aid that is meant to put on the cut to stop the bleeding, it's like instead of using a band-aid that was meant for a cut when it's bleeding, you decide to put the band-aid somewhere lower on your arm. So when the blood reaches the band-aid, the band-aid is going to act like a rag or something to soak up the blood. You didn't stop the bleeding. You're just trying to catch some blood. You're still draining. You're still about to, pass out. You know you're a good person. First thing you gotta do is believe in yourself. You know you're a good person. You know you're not a person who snaps on people on the regular. You know you don't just go out of nowhere and start annoying people. You know you're not super bossy or super demanding of people or whatever the case may be. Or every time you go out with somebody, you're trying to only do good things with them, positive things with them, beneficial things with them. You're not a person who's gonna drag them into a situation that's gonna cause havoc, involve the police or anything like that. You know that. You already know that about yourself. So if for whatever reason you decide to get angry, you must know and believe you're angry for a reason. So use that anger towards the reason that got you angry. All of this is programming that they've been trying to program us. They're trying to program us who are on a higher wavelength through the society, which is evil, through the media, which is evil and trying to get people, through the politics in the government, which is completely evil and trying to get people. They've been trying to program people like us to, one, believe that we need to be passive in every single situation, no matter what happens, And two, we're the problem. No matter how good we try to make ourselves, no matter how righteous we try to be, it always tries to keep us passive and tries to make us attack ourselves and by believing that we're the problem. Trying to make us believe we're the problem. We're not the problem. We know we're not the problem. And we know we shouldn't be passive. We know we shouldn't be passive. And we know we are not our own enemy. We're not. No, we're not. You're the good guy in the scenario. You're the good girl in the scenario. We're the heroes. This I don't know why y'all are still surprised about this. You knew this since day one. You knew the school system was corrupt. You knew the media was lying to you. You knew you were seeing subliminal messages in TV shows. You've been knew this. You've been watching this stuff. It's not your fault that everyone around you don't see it. Don't let that make you think you're crazy. It's fine if you don't understand why they don't see it. I already explained it to you. They weren't meant to see it. They were not meant to see it. I went out the way for you to figure this stuff out. So now you know you're not the problem. I did some extra digging. I did some extra research on top of the spirituality stuff, on top of the pyramid stuff, on top of the astrology stuff. I did some extra digging. All of this ties back into the astrology. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted at all. Astrology is the study of God and the entire universe as a whole. So don't get it twisted. But, what do you think I'm going to tell you? The majority of people on this planet did not come here to be super spiritual. They came here to follow what the government, what society, what their jobs, what the culture tells them to do because they believe that should be right. That's how it is. That's how it is. We, people like us, came here to lead the populace. We came here to influence the populace. We came here to really find out what's right, what's real, what's true, act on that our entire lives, and move people, change people, get people to switch their perspective. It's hard when you realize that the closest people to you who have the most access to you are going to be the ones who don't listen to you the most. It's hard when you realize that. But you got to understand something else. Your mom is always going to see you as her child. Your sister is always going to see you as her brother. That's never going to change. No matter how well you do in your life or how famous you become to everybody else across the world, you're always going to be little Johnny, little Tim to your family members, to friends who knew you before the fame. That's never going to change. You're not going to automatically change. Whoa. Now you're Mr. Big Shot. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. And it's hard when you first realize that the closest people to you are the first ones you try to change, and the closest people to you are the first ones to dismiss you. But you got to realize something too. If you stay on your grind, do what you do, defend yourself when you are being attacked, not only is it going to change the relationship between them, sooner or later down the line, you're going to start affecting other people in life. And you're going to start meeting people who are just like you. And when you do that, and you realize they're on their grind, those people that have never met your family might be the ones who cause your family to change. It's not going to be you that's going to change your family. It's what you do and what you associate yourself with is going to find its way back around to affect your family. That's the karma. That's the benefit. That's where the good things come from. That's how it works. That's how it works. That's the karma. That's the good things. That's the benefit. That is what should be important to you. What's important to you shouldn't be, I am the one who got my family to change um their perspective, to change how they think, and I led them to do whatever they needed to do. That's not should would be important to you. Cause that's not gonna happen. Nobody can do that. What should be important to you is I got the information to my family, and one of the people in my camp got my family to change, and my family ended up changing anyways to now start eating healthy. They started eating better, they started going to the sun, they started believing in healthier things and doing better things anyways. It's not necessarily supposed to be you who changes them. Your goal is that they should change one day. That's where the power lies, that's where the power comes in. But the first thing you gotta understand how to do before you can get to that point, you gotta defend and believe in yourself. You're not the enemy. You're not the bad guy. You're the one with the power. They're the ones making you angry. Use that anger against them. You need to tell them to stop, or you need to cut yourself off from those people. This is going to get them to know, okay, I can't mess with them anymore. You can't keep diverting your problems. You can't keep acting like you know everything or that nothing affects you. That's not how karma works. If you let yourself be a walking doormat, karma is gonna be like, this person's a walking doormat. I guess that he just wants everybody to make fun of them. I guess she just wants everybody to ignore them. So they're gonna let karma's gonna let that come on. You gotta go out your way. You gotta go out your way to be the best that you gotta be. Never let anybody come in your way, because life's not easy as you think. Life doesn't work the way you think it does. That's not how karma, that's not how God operates. Because I figured it out. I figured it out. It's easy how God operates. I'm going to tell you real quick, right? Because I was thinking about this yesterday. I was thinking about this and making this work yesterday, right? So here it is. Here it is. Why is it that you can be living your best life, right? Get a job, have a stable family, you know what I'm saying? Finish school, um, go to your 9 to 5, do everything that you're supposed to do, right? That society told you to do. Get married, um, be a part of a church, a religious organization, you know what I'm saying? You can do everything that society tells you to do. At the end of your life, that will only make you average. You're not gonna be a multi-millionaire from that. You're not gonna be a famous celebrity from that. And if you want to or think you're gonna get there by living that life, you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna do it. Doing what society and everybody else tells you you're gonna do is going to net you an average life. Period. It's gonna net you an average life. Period. But how is it that we are of the spiritual community, right? We're over here saying, oh, we live in a world where rappers, drug dealers, um, people who didn't have stable homes, who didn't come from, stable backgrounds, they're the ones making all the money. Football players, celebrities, all of these people doing evil things, right? All of these people getting caught doing all of these heinous crimes and actions. How come it's the worst people ever who get all the spotlight, but the nicest, most sweetest people who do everything, quote unquote, that they were told to do to be right, to be righteous, don't really get any fame or compassion. They don't get put on the news or the media. Why is it always the quote unquote bad people that get everything and the good people don't? I used to think that, It's just the media. It's just the society. It's just us. They're training us to do things backwards. It goes even deeper than that. It goes even deeper than that. Damn, that's crazy. Turns out, turns out, it's us. Hold it. We're gonna say. Turns out, it's us. It's us. It's us. We're like that. It's human nature. It's human nature. It's also God, because God is human nature. God works through the people. God works through the people. Think about it this way, right? Think about it this way. And what do I mean by that, right? Why do all the bad people get everything and all the good people get nothing and don't really get to say anything? Because people who are living the quote unquote good life have everything they need. They have everything that they need already. They have a community. They have a job. They have a family. Why do they need to get famous? They have a group of people in their life that know them, that care for them, that respect them. They have a career, they have a way to make money, support themselves, support their family. Why do good people need to be extra famous? Why? Imagine if you grew up in a life like that. Some people grew up in a household that is already dysfunctional. They're just born into a household that's dysfunctional. How would that be fair if God put you into this life? If God just put you into a family that already worked perfectly, you have both parents, you got your siblings, right? You have all the money in the world you can ever need to go to college, right? You have a freaking girlfriend or a boyfriend already waiting for you in the community, right? You have a social group and events and outings that you go to already, all of that, all of that. And now on top of that, now God wants to say, because you're already living a good life, because I put you in that good life, you didn't choose where you were born. Now on top of that, now you must become famous. Now everybody in the world is gonna know and admire you, and you're gonna make multi-millions on top of that. What? And for the person who grew up in a dysfunctional family, who grew up in a family that was off the drugs, a family that was doing crime, a family that were locked up and had to grow up on the streets. Imagine if God said, now everybody's going to shun you. Everybody in regular society is not going to talk to you. You will never get out of that situation, even though you didn't put yourself in that situation and you don't want to be in that situation. And you're going to have to stay there for the rest of your life. That would be unfair. That would be unfair. It's actually fair that those who came from the bottom and rap about coming from the bottom in their songs are the ones that actually get put on the news in the media, that actually make the money because they didn't have anything. And it's a better story to tell. It's not an interesting story if the person who's had everything their entire lives now automatically becomes a superstar. It's more of a compelling story that if somebody came out the mud and now they're living the lavish lifestyle, that's a more compelling story to tell. And that's a more fair way for life to treat somebody. The person who's had a good family, household, a person that's had a good upbringing, they're gonna have absolutely no reason to want to be spiritual. They're gonna have absolutely no reason to want to be more than what they have. If we lived in the spiritual environment that we all wish the world was like, we wouldn't have a reason to be making videos. We wouldn't have a reason to be going and doing lectures. We wouldn't have a reason to be, promoting this to our friends and family or doing this as hard as we do every single day, because it would have been automatic. But because we know that life doesn't treat people that way, that there are people who grew up in more unfortunate scenarios than others. Those who grew up in a world where they didn't have anything, they didn't have everything that they need, or they were denied what they wanted, are going to strive to live a life, to get a lifestyle where they finally do get everything that they want. If you grew up without a functioning household, you only grew up with one parent, and you want better for yourself, you're going to strive to now have a functioning household and be a functioning parent. If you grew up and you were in prison for a long period of time, you're going to strive to live a life where now you are free and nobody can tell you what to do. If you were bullied, made fun of, and nobody was talking to you when you're growing up, you're going to strive to be a person who now has everybody's attention and everybody's going to want to hear what they have to say. That's how it works. If you grow up and you do have all of those things, why would you want to become that when you grow up? Why? You're good, you're content, you're satisfied. This is why I say your toxic family members, they're not bots. They're not bots. Life just treated them better than it treated you growing up. And that's not a problem either. That's not a problem either. That's not a problem. That's not a problem. You're not the problem, and neither are they. But for you, people who grew up in a scenario where life didn't give you everything that you wanted to do and you had to work together, you're the great ones. You're the famous ones. You're the ones who are going to become and do something with your lives. You're the ones who are going to grow up and affect people throughout your life. You got to understand that. And this is how God set it up to be. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. So stand up for yourself. You're on the fight. You're on the journey. You came here this lifetime to do all that. You came here to do all that. You came here to do all that. So you're gonna do it. Now, who's causing the media and the world and all society to make these problems? The rich, the elite, those who are in power right now. Those who are abusing their power. Because the majority of people, the toxic people, the people who don't know anything, they just follow what their society tells them to do or how their society says they should act. So it's up to you to become the forerunners of society. It's up to you to become the presidents. It's up to you to become the governors. It's up to you to become the celebrities. It becomes you to become the business owners. It's up to you to become the spiritual mentors, gurus, teachers, yoga instructors, crystal shop owners. It's up to you to become those things. Because then and only then, now you can lead the society. And now you can set the rules and you can set the standards. You can't go back in time. And this is why you need to fight. This is why you need to get angry when you need to get angry. This is why you need to stay on your journey no matter what happens. No matter what happens. And this is a video just as much for me as it is for all of you. You need to understand. You can't go back in time and change it so that, you know, those people who were making fun of you didn't make fun of you. So you can't go back and change it. So if your parents didn't get together, now they get together. You can't go back and change. Oh, you caught a false prison sentence, or you have a brother or sister that you lost to the streets, or whatever the case may be. Or you had a parent who's on this or that drug. You can't go back in time and change that. You can't change the past, but you can affect the future. You can't change what already happened, but you can change what's going to happen. You can make sure that you now live in a world, because you worked for it your entire life. You now live in a world where now everybody in your community, everybody in your society, everybody in the world you can affect no longer has the problems, no longer have the problems that you had. And on top of that, you're the head runner of society. Now you're the one that everybody's looking to for that advice. Everybody's giving credit to. And you now have everything that you wanted. That's how it works. That's how it works. That's how it works. Think of it this way. Listen to your favorite rap song again. They talk about how people who had them down bad. Listen to Tupac in any of his interviews. Tupac said something, right? No matter how you feel about Tupac, he said something in his interview, right? He would go out to clubs and nobody would know his name. Literally nobody would give him attention. A year later, after he blew up, now everybody wants to know him. Now everybody wants to care about him. They don't necessarily like you. They like the image of you. They like the fact that everybody knows you. So now they make themselves want you. So it's not a bad thing. Don't feel as if nobody cares about me or da 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 da. They don't necessarily like anybody else. They don't necessarily like their friend group. You gotta think about it. It's not just you. If you were to walk into a club, right, and you saw somebody who thought they should have been famous or thinks they should be famous and you don't know them, they're gonna feel that way because of you. And a year later, if you see them and now they're famous, you're gonna be like, oh, I saw that guy at the club last year. Wow, he's famous now. You just didn't know. It's not a bad thing. Stop trying to find reasons to not like yourself. Stop trying to find reasons to not like the world that you live in. Stop trying to do that. You already know and understand the problems that are having to go on in this world. It's not something you don't know. These are things you already take into account and factor. You already know. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. You gotta put yourself in the shoes of somebody who doesn't know as much as you do. You gotta put yourself in the shoes of a toxic person. Try to humanize them. Stop calling everybody bots. Put yourself in the scenario of a bot and try to humanize them. Not everybody who just doesn't think as you is automatically a bot. That's not how things work. That's not how life works. That's not how life works. Just not. It's just not. It's just not. I forgot what I already called this live. What did I call it? Get it on, let me see. Let me see. I bet. Yeah, it didn't show me, but I'm just trying to get this to an hour. I'm just trying to get this to an hour. I'm gonna be chatting right now. What y'all up to? What y'all up to? Right? All right, bet. Let me give you an astrology breakdown then. Let me give you an astrology breakdown of everything that I said, right? This is why you gotta understand your astrology. And if y'all aren't following me on Instagram, if y'all aren't following me on, yeah, mainly just Instagram, get the app Stereo, Stero, right? Go to the astrology section. You're gonna see me making posts. You're gonna see me making posts. You're gonna see me. Zodiac. Astrology is better than. Astrology is greater than. Astrology is blah, 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 blah. That's me. That's me. I be doing live talks with people, destroying them, crushing their false paradigms. You know what I'm saying? Letting them know. Now, let's put some astrology to this so y'all know how it is, how I be going down, how I get down, right? Fame, right? People who are famous, people who are politicians, people who end up controlling the world and setting the rules for everybody else to follow. That's Libra. That is given indication by the sign of Libra, right? Libra is 180 degrees away from Aries, the first zodiac sign. Libra is government. Libra is likability. Libra is beauty. Libra is etiquette, good manners. These are all things indicated by the planet of Venus. 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 So if you have a debilitated Venus, if you have a Venus in a 90-degree aspect, 180-degree aspect, Venus conjunct Saturn, Venus conjunct Mars in some scenarios, or Venus in the 10th house, or Venus in Capricorn, or something like that, or Venus in Aries, something like that, you're gonna have problems being nice to people. You're gonna have problems being likable. You're gonna have problems with your beauty and how you perceive yourself and how the people perceive you to be beautiful. Your likability, right? I don't have a debilitated Venus. I don't have Venus in Libra, but I have Venus in Taurus. Taurus is the other zodiac sign ruled by Venus. Venus in Taurus is money, business, commerce, selling and buying, morality as a whole, nature, greenery. These are all things also pointing to and giving indication to by Venus. The West, the sun is sunrise right now. The sun is rising in this direction, which is the east, and it sets in the west. The West and everything regarding the West is Venus, right? But why is that? Why is Venus the ruler of Libra? And why is Libra given all of those keywords? Well, if you look at the zodiac and you think about how it's on, Venus, well, Libra is a cardinal sign. Cardinal signs get things started. Libra is the start of the autumn season, start of the fall season. When summer ends and it starts fall, that's Libra season. That would be off the top of my head. That Scorpio is August. Therefore, Libra season would be before August, July 22nd. Because Gemini is May 21st. Cancer is June 22nd. Leo, no, I did that too early. Yeah. Gemini is May, the late May. Cancer is late June. Leo is late July. Virgo is late August. I said that wrong. Yep. Leo is late August. Uh, no, Virgo is late August. Libra is late September. Late September. September 22nd is Libra season. Is Libra season. The start of autumn. Now, why is that, right? Why is Libra have given all those keywords? If you think about it this way, Libra is a cardinal sign. There are 4 cardinal signs. There's Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, right? Aries is I. Aries is I am. Aries is I am. Aries is active. Aries is war. Aries is aggression. Cancer is emotional. Cancer is emotional. Cancer is emotions. Cancer is protection. Cancer is the home. Cancer is the domestic situation. Cancer is all women. Libra already told you likability, good etiquette, manners, like government, politics, learning how to communicate, deal with, and make laws of all kinds with people, how to set boundaries, how to set standards that everybody's going to follow, right? Like kind of like society. And Capricorn is business. Capricorn is landlords. Capricorn are owners. Capricorn is cold, hard, unwavering, unchanging, defined, disciplined. Capricorn is um 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 what did I say? What I else need to say about Capricorn? All forms of mathematics, measurement, knowing, restriction, restriction. So think about it that way. I have my own ideas about myself. I, as a person, can become emotional. I, because I express my emotionality, become a likable person, Libra, because I express my emotions, which makes me likable, and I also become unwavering. I don't change. I'm always going to express my emotions. I'm always going to be a likable person. I'm always going to be a person who has to express myself. And I am the owner, the boss of my emotionality and how I express myself. Eminem is a Libra. Will Smith is a Libra. Anytime they do something that has to do with their wife, the woman, cancer, it makes them emotional. How many songs has Eminem written? I don't know if y'all can hear me. The wife, the woman, cancer, emotional, right? How many times has Eminem written a song about his wife? Written a song about Kim? Written a song about his daughter? All of that points to cancer, which is another cardinal sign, just like Libra. How many times we saw what Will Smith did when a comment was made about his wife? He got angry, he got emotional, he got warring. Aries. And he's not going to change. He's not going to apologize for that. He knows who he is. Capricorn. You see how this works? That's astrology. All those things were giving indication in the astrological chart. Everything I've been talking about toxic people up until this point has been on the astrological chart. But I finally got to an hour. It's been Chris is here. I'm gonna catch y'all next time. Stay up.